Hey, guess what? I'm at Sweetwater, which has the largest guitar store in North America. Today, we're gonna do another What Would I Buy video. I've done a bunch of these. I did them at Guitar Center and Sam Ash. So somebody said, hey, would you do another one? What would I buy if I only could have one guitar? And I thought, what kind of animal would ask such a crazy question? But anyways, so we're gonna go into the largest guitar store to see if there's one guitar you could own, just one, what would it be? A lot of players like me have played a certain type of guitar for so long. There is a connection to it emotionally, but also physically. I'm just used to the way it sounds and plays. But the question was, if I had to just go into a store and pick one and then say, stick with that forever, what would it be? Tuning stability is important, sound's important, vibe's important, durability is important. All right, obviously there's some things to think about. So obviously if you're an 80s rocker guy, you know, and you only get one guitar, maybe you'd pick something like this. And that's not what we're going for. Not 80s rocker, it's just, we're going for like, you know, you could play every genre of music. You wanna be able to play country, blues, rock, metal. And of course, any guitar can do anything, but this has a floating Floyd.
And you can block this bridge and unlock the nut, and it would be much more useful in a lot of different scenarios. But again, I'm looking for one guitar that fits all my criteria.
I don't know if I would pick myself like something like this as an EMG pickup. I don't know if I'd go active. They sound great, but again, you know, could you get the Stratty bluesy tone out of this guitar? Not really. With this guitar's EMGs has a coil split, maybe something like that, but still, I don't think it would be diverse enough in the tones and the sounds. And again, also, you know, part of it's gotta appeal to you. And again, this is what guitar would I pick if I only get one. I wouldn't pick a 7-string or a hollow body. Again, too oddly specific. So here's an interesting guitar. This is an Epiphone Dave Grohl. Now I was talking about hollow bodies. This guitar, I'm gonna show you a picture right now. I just had this guitar shipped to me and the headstock broke off in its case, in a padded box.
Phil, that's a Dave Grohl Epiphone going in a box after inspection that they repacked. So I know you just had an issue.
Yeah. One thing I'd be afraid of if I only had one guitar is guitars with extreme angles in the neck like this. You know, like a 11 degree, a 17 degree angle, 14 degree angle, because again, they could snap. Obviously, if you're Dave Grohl and you have roadies and road cases, you know, you're gonna be a lot safer. None of these guitars are, I'm saying they're bad. I'm just saying one guitar, you only get one guitar, you know, like a Strandberg headless guitar. This could be cool. It's light, it's small. If you like the indoor neck, which I think is kind of cool. But again, not necessarily one guitar to rule them all. I know I'm talking about angled headstocks. Of course, there's a part of me that just says, go with the Gibson SG. I've owned a Gibson SG for many years now, and it's one of my most go-to guitars that I play the absolute most. And I'd almost, if I was gonna pick one SG, I'd probably pick the Epiphone over the Gibson for durability's sake. I just think it's a little bit more durable. Locking keys on this one. Coil splits, look at that. I mean, I could say, honestly, if this was my only guitar, this would work for me. I could get a Stratty tone out of this with the coil splits. The neck feels nice, but I'd still be a little nervous, you know, because if I only get one guitar, what if I have it in a gig bag? It's not in a case all the time. And again, I break that headstock off. Also, you gotta think tuning stability. Gibsons and Epiphones, because of the break angle, sometimes have tuning stability issues. Keep in mind, I mean, obviously with a good setup, that's not the end of the world. It's not a big deal. But there's a part of me that's like, still not the only one guitar. Fenders for sure. I mean, I guess a Tele is a super durable instrument. You could probably play baseball with this guitar. You're not gonna break this neck. Tuning stability, they're kind of known for it. Downfalls on this one is 2 single coils, so no humbucker. So you will get some 60-cycle hum. I mean, I think they sound great with distortion, but again, I don't know if I'd want to be constricted to just single coils, when if I get humbuckers, I can coil split them and get single coils. The big cheat would be this. I guess, to be honest with you, a Fender Strat, humbucker single, floating or not, doesn't matter, because I'd block the trim if I had to. Locking keys, and a good setup. If I only get one guitar, this would be it. Thank you for your time, and know your gear. However, I kind of feel like that's a cheat. Like that's not fair. to just go Strat, since I think most players, unless they hate Strats, would agree that's probably universally accepted as the one guitar. We have this Ultra, the Meteora. This is wacky. Locking keys, nice comfortable neck joint right where the handshake is. I would say, again, like the Strat, oh, there is a switch right here. I wonder if that's a coil split. We didn't call a budget, so this is $2,400. I kind of feel like if you're gonna have one guitar, I don't know if you're spending $2,000, $3,000. One thing about having an expensive guitar is the more expensive, the more likely people want to steal it. And again, I'm thinking like this is a workhorse guitar. One guitar you play all the time, takes a beating.
And like a typical guitar player, I went from that logic to, hey, look at this in 3 seconds.
Then you have like this Sir HSS. It's $4,200, but it's gorgeous. It's awesome. So again, just like the Strat, you know, you could go high end. I mean, if you're only gonna have one guitar, you could basically spend all the money and get a $4,000 Sir. I could see that. I kind of also think if you're gonna have one guitar, it should have a little bit of a statement to it. You know, something that looks like, you know, this is your one guitar. Another cool one, Dane Electros, but again, single coil lipstick. This is a 12 string, but they do make this in a 6 string, this model. This is cool because it's got like a humbucker here and a P90 in the neck. It's light, $599. So it's a very good quality guitar. But I'd have to be in the 6 string, which they do have. You could go something crazy like the Godin Radium. This is a set neck, mahogany body, mahogany neck, like a Gibson. Locking keys, 2 humbuckers, coil split. It's got a tremolo, floats, but you could block it. And if you look here, you can see the break angle on the headstock is very low. It's maybe like a 4-degree angle. So, and it's got a volute to reinforce that. So I think this guitar could take more abuse. It's pretty light, 1,700 bucks. Again, I think becoming more reasonably priced than some of these $4,000 guitars. Now we have some G&L Reverend Eastman guitars. Here's a good hybrid guitar. This is a G&L Fullerton Deluxe. So what you have is a telly body with a belly carve, no arm carve, hardtail, noiseless single coils. So these don't make any 60-cycle hum, but so you'll have stratty tones, but no noise. No locking keys though. Locking keys are only important for fast restrings, but here's what's important. You want one guitar, and you're gonna gig with this. That's what I'm assuming, right? You're gonna play this all the time. You're gonna record with it. Tuning stability is important, sound's important, vibe's important, durability is important. But also, when you break a string, you got no time to restring. So locking keys are not about tuning stability, they're about speed, and you can restring a guitar with locking keys very, very quickly, and half the time as regular tuning keys. So that's the opportunity there. Again, Eastman hollow bodies. This is a Juliet by Eastman. This is cool. Again, the angle on the headstock, very shallow. These are not locking keys. That neck feels amazing. Guitar's light. No coil split, but that looks cool. Feels good. Set neck. This is a really cool guitar. This, actually, just feeling this might be the coolest Eastman I've ever played. Wow. How much is this? $1,800. Again, we're selling under $200,000. I'm trying to stay as low as possible, you know, and get you something good. Again, another version of an HSS style Strat. And then there's this guy. This is the Reverend 6-gun humbucker to P90, so you get the single coil tones in the neck position, which is where I use it. I don't usually use the single coil in the bridge. P90, so you get that kind of throaty single coil tone, and if you roll the volume back a little bit, you should get more of a Strat kind of vibe. Straight neck. It's got a really nice roller string tree. Locking tuning keys. I mean, it's bolt-on. It takes a lot of abuse. It does have a tremolo, has a Wilkinson. However, they've had this blocked already, so you could block this. So you could decide if you want tremolo or if you want a hardtail by just blocking it. The handshake feels pretty good. The body shape looks really good. This one is $11.99, so 1,200 bucks. This is nice. Look at this room. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna play it to see if I can get a variety of sounds. To do this, I brought a mobile rig. So what I have is the Kemper Player pedal.
And I'm powering it with the Addario pedal power battery kit. And that's running into a Zoom H5 Studio to record it, and I'm using a Bluetooth speaker for a monitor.
What I did is I took a profile of my Fender 64 Princeton, a profile of my my Friedman small box, and I took a profile of my Bad Cat Cub. So let's start with the neck pickup and see how it sounds. P90 sounds great. What's great about this is, to me, like a P90 neck pickup sound is a fat single coil tone that, yeah, you'll get some noise, but keep in mind, you can always go back to your bridge and if you need humbucker only tones. So what I like is you get the single coil stratty kind of vibe, right? But it's a little bigger with the P90. Let's roll the volume off, quarter turn. And now it thins up like a Strat. Okay, now the important part is the neck position, the next position, which is going to be the middle and the neck position pickups, to see if we can get that stratty kind of, to me, on a Strat, the most important sound is that middle and neck combo. I mean, that's it. Those two positions I'm definitely happy with. In the middle position, we're gonna get this middle P90, I'm sure. To me, that's a more percussive sound. Now we're gonna go for the bridge and middle position. I want to now go to the Friedman. So this is going to be the small box with a little bit of a boost on it. And let's go ahead and start with the bridge. And now I want to drop D. Let's go to that neck pickup. If I could only have one guitar, it'd be this Reverend guitar. If I only could have one. In other words, not my first one and then more. That's the point of this video. You can only have one guitar forever. What would it be? Besides something, and this is the most important part, every other guitar I would pick besides this, you know, would be based on a personal history with it. But the question was, if I had to just go into a store and pick one and then say, stick with that forever, what would it be? I feel confident that I would not be unhappy if it was this guitar, and that's really all I can say.
And some insights looking back at the video is that the guitar I picked is kind of a marriage of the 3 guitars that I played the most. A guitar with humbuckers, a guitar with single coils, and a guitar with P90s. Maybe that's why I was drawn to it, especially added the durability and the other features.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and a like. That's the same thing. Please, if you like this video, please like the video. First of all, please like the video. Then, if you like the video, maybe think about subscribing. And if you subscribe, well, then I'll see you on the next video. So to the next time, thank you for your time and know your gear.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, I would get a $99 contract.
Hang on. Pause.